उसको दबाना भी है। हेलो टेस्टिंग, हेलो टेस्टिंग।
बहनों, भाइयों, बच्चों, आज का दिन हमेशा की तरह बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट दिन है। आज हम सारे मिल के माशाल्लाह से एक कश्मीर कॉज के लिए इकट्ठे हुए हैं। हमें चाहिए, हमारे दोस्तों को चाहिए कि जैसे भी, जिस तरह से भी इस काज में हमारी तरफ से कोई मुआवनत हो सकती है तो हम बढ़ चढ़ के उसमें हिस्सा लें। अल्लाह के फजल करम से
उनके साथ
हम दूर दराज से आए हैं और लोग हमें भी लेके आए हैं अपनी बस पे बिठा के। बड़ी खुशी की बात है। हमें चाहिए कि हम एक नहीं, दो नहीं, जितने भी हम आ सकते हैं आएँ, और एक दफ़ा नहीं, दो दफ़ा नहीं, हर दफ़ा जब हमें कॉल किया जाए तो हम आएँ। इंशाअल्लाह हमारी मुआवनत से, सब बहनों भाइयों की मुआवनत से ये काज हमेशा ज़िंदा रहेगा। और एक दिन आएगा इंशाअल्लाह अज़ीज़ कि कश्मीरी जो निहत्ते हैं इस वक्त, मबहूस हैं इस वक्त, मजबूर हैं इस वक्त, वो बाहर आएंगे और अपने मकसद में कामयाब होंगे। ये बात सब को समझ लेनी चाहिए कि इंसानी जज्बात को ज़्यादा देर तक किसी भी वक्त में आप उनको कंटेन नहीं कर सकते। तो हिंदुस्तान की भी अच्छाई में ये है कि वो भी इस मसले को बड़ी संजीदगी से और एमिकेबली इसको हल करे। उनके लिए भी अच्छा है, सबके लिए अच्छा है, दुनिया के लिए अच्छा है।
Assalamualaikum. We are here for protesting the human abuse is happening in Kashmir, and all these people who are here, they are here to voice their concern on what's happening in Kashmir. There has been 35 days, there has been a complete lockdown, and there is no communication coming out of it. As a complete lockdown, and we are having a voice for that. You know, this is not acceptable in anything. There should not be human right abuses based on the ethnicity and the faith. So that's why we're here to protest today, and we have 1,000 people are expected to be here today, and we will start our program shortly.
रहमान रहीम। आज हम यहाँ पे 401 नॉर्थ मिशिगन के ऊपर इंडिया के ख़िलाफ़ प्रोटेस्ट के तौर पर खड़े हैं, जो ये जुल्म और सितम कर रहा है मकबूजा कश्मीर में। आज कर्फ्यू को तकरीबन 1 माह से ऊपर का अरसा गुजर गया हुआ है। कभी ऐसा नहीं हुआ कि कर्फ्यू को 2-3 दिन से ज़्यादा या 7-8 दिन से ज़्यादा हुआ हो। ये पहली मौका है, मेरा ख्याल ये हिस्ट्री है, लेकिन तमाम अक़वाम आलम खामोश हैं। उसकी उनकी वजह का समझ नहीं आ रही। वहाँ पे लोगों के घरों में कुछ खाने पीने को नहीं है, लोगों के लिए दवायात नहीं है, और कोई चीज़ ज़रूरत ज़िंदगी की चीज़ें नापैद हो गई हैं। और इसलिए हम पुरज़ोर मुतालबा करते हैं इंटरनेशनल कम्युनिटी से कि वो इंडिया को मजबूर करें कि वो कर्फ्यू उठाएं और अपने इसको नॉर्मल हालात में इसके इलेक्शन करवाया जाए, और जो अक़वाम मुत्तहिदा की करारदाद के मुताबिक इनको सेल्फ डिटर्मिनेशन का हक़ दिया जाए, और जो भी इसका फ़ैसला होगा वो पाकिस्तान और इंडिया को कबूल होना चाहिए। ओके,
बोलो। We are here on Michigan Avenue today in Chicago, and we are protesting here again today, and we want to show the solidarity with the people of Kashmir, and whatever is going on over there. Right, is a more than month curfew is going on, and there are no medicines, there are no foods over there. They are killing women and kids and everybody over there, and this is a terrible situation in Kashmir. And I'm asking the Human Rights Commission, I'm asking the European Union, and I'm asking the OIC, why you guys are sleeping, and especially I'm asking the United Nations. United Nations should do something for the Kashmiri people, and the Modi, whatever he finished 835 and 370, we're not gonna give the Kashmir like this to you. Kashmir belongs to Kashmiris, and inshallah ta'ala Kashmiris, they will get the freedom as soon as possible. And we are here we're just organizing this right here in Chicago right now, and it's going to be a momentum. A lot of people, about 1,000, 2,000 people, they're going to gather today. Thank you here, and thank you very much.
मोहम्मद फारूकी है। मैं गुज़िश्ता 45 साल से शिकागो में रहता हूँ और यहाँ की पॉलिटिक्स को समझ रहा हूँ और मैं ये देख रहा हूँ कि कश्मीर जो 1000 साल से आज़ाद ममलकत रहा है और इंडिया उसको जो है अपना अटूट समझता है। यह हरगिज़ इंडिया का अटूट नहीं है, ये अटूट पाकिस्तान का है, अटूट पाकिस्तान का है। कश्मीर बनेगा पाकिस्तान इसलिए कि पाकिस्तान का कल्चर, पाकिस्तान का लाइफ स्टाइल, पाकिस्तान की जो है रिलीजन, पाकिस्तान का लाइफ स्टाइल, सारी चीज़ें कश्मीर की से मिलती हैं और कश्मीर की तमाम पाकिस्तान से मिलती जुलती हैं। और उनके साथ जो जुल्म ज़्यादती की जा रही है वो ख़ास तौर से वो जो लगाया गया है, कर्फ्यू लगाया गया है, वो कर्फ्यू इतना जुल्म ढा रहा है कि वहाँ के गरीब लोग, परेशान लोग, बीमार लोग, बूढ़े लोग, ज़ईफ़ लोग, बच्चे लोग, उनको ना दवाएं मिल रही हैं, ना बीमार है, ना खाने पीने का कोई इंतज़ाम है। ये कैसा अटूट कहता है इंडिया, उसको शर्म आना चाहिए कि ऐसा हरगिज़ नहीं करना चाहिए कि उसको सहूलत देते, इंसानियत का सबक सीखते और इससे ज़्यादा क्या कहता हूँ। लेकिन मैं ये बताना चाहता हूँ कि आज नहीं कल कश्मीर आज़ाद होकर रहेगा और पाकिस्तान बन के रहेगा। बाकी सब मैं समझता हूँ सब कुछ ठीक हो। हम हमेशा कोशिश करते रहे कि इंडिया से अच्छे ताल्लुकात रहे, बरादराना ताल्लुकात रहे, मगर मौजूदा गवर्नमेंट पता नहीं उसकी समझ में कुछ नहीं आ रहा है, अपने आप को तनहा करके रख रही है, दुनिया में बदनाम करके रख रही है। ये हरगिज़ पसंद नहीं है। कश्मीर बनेगा पाकिस्तान।
And pray that justice for the Kashmiri people comes soon. The oppression gets lifted from the Indian government, the Modi government. We, the people of Muslim from all over the world, plea to the governments of all the world to lift the oppression of the people in Kashmir. Inshallah, we pray for them. Thank you.
It's good that we have our people here standing up for Kashmir. They don't have any kind of representation there. This is where we have to stand up and show our solidarity to the people of Kashmir who is now severely oppressed. Thank you.
Okay, I'm from India, Hyderabad, but I left that my beloved country a long time ago, like in 1970. But I touch with the political affairs that are happening in India, and it is my desire that freedom, and so they deserve that. Plus, I am also hearing about the brutality and the crimes they are committing against especially the youth of Kashmir, which I think is sad for India to be a democratic country, which is totally goes against the democratic process that they claim. A ordinary citizen of this country, USA, since I came from India, I feel it is my duty in favor of the helpless Kashmiris back home, which I hope from this country and civilized countries of the West to do something about this brutality of Indian government against the Kashmiri youth and in Kashmir as a whole. It is my desire, it is my hope that civilized country will soon realize what is going on in Kashmir, which is, by the way, it is a complete blockage of news from coming out of Kashmir. So, but however, we are fortunate to have people in there bringing out the news that from Kashmir. So with this process, we are finding out that it is, even though it's hidden from general public, we do know there is a lot of crime, there's a lot of brutality is going on against the Kashmiri people. So I request the people of this country and people in power of this country to do something about this and preserve humanity and preserve peace of the world. Thank you.
Say that whatever is going on in Kashmir is a breach of human rights, it's a breach of democracy, and all those superpowers that are the flag bearers of democracy should take action because the only thing necessity for the triumph of evil is for good men or good people to do nothing. So inaction here is complicit with that evil. So I urge everybody, all the superpowers out there, to take action against this.
gathered together for this Kashmir rally in support of the basic human rights that Kashmiris have been kind of taken away from. So thank you for coming here and supporting us. We stand for Kashmir. Thank you.
I came here to support the Kashmir rally. I'm basically Kashmiri and been living here for the last 30 years. And the situation is really bad in Kashmir. Right now, we cannot talk to our relatives, friends. So it's really grave situation there. And a lot of people are caged. They're not allowed to come out. They're under curfew for more than a month now. And you know, we should, as on humanitarian grounds, everybody should work towards the freedom of Kashmir and at least restore communications there. There's no communications. We cannot talk to our loved ones there. And it's really bad. The situation is really bad. And people cannot come out. They cannot buy stuff, you know, basic necessities. People don't get medical care. The situation is really grave. And I hope the international community hears us, hears the people of Kashmir and do something about it, especially United Nations. Thank you.
Time? Okay. I really want to thank the Council of Islamic Organizations for organizing this very important event. All around the world, people are being oppressed by movements that threaten to erode the very foundations of moral society. The people in Kashmir are suffering so much, but people other places are suffering from similar dynamics. And it's very important for us as people of faith and people of goodwill to come together and do everything we can to raise our voices and to act against these movements which threaten us all and threaten the future of our children.
My name is Beth Brown, and I'm the pastor at Lincoln Park Presbyterian Church, and I feel honored to be here today to stand with the people of Kashmir and to stand with all of the people here today who are standing with the people of Kashmir. The United States has not been a leader in the last few years of human rights and what human rights look like, and we need to become more of a leader. We have fueled so much of the xenophobia that is happening around the world, and it's time for us, all of us who live in the United States, who identify as American, to call our government and to call our nation to be a leader and not a country that is fueling xenophobia. So I am standing here with my siblings in faith and hoping that the tragedy in Kashmir and what is going on will come to an end very soon. People are suffering way too much. Thank you.
My name is Nasir Zakaria. I'm from Rohingya. So I'm come here today, stand with our brothers and Kashmiri brothers, sisters. So this is our responsibility to raise voice for all minority, our Muslim brothers, sisters, not only Kashmir, and also Rohingya people, same thing. We have to one voice for all us together. So this is our responsibility, and we are really demand to wall of community take action immediately for Indian government. Indian government, also Burmese, they are together. They're killing minority people, our Muslim brothers and sisters. And I hope the world community take action. Is very important for world community. Thank you so much.
Faida Hamid, I am from Kashmir. My family in Kashmir has not been, I have not have any contact with them since 34 days. I have my uncles and aunts that are on medications. They have not been able to get these important diabetic medication. It's important to share awareness. So please share any information that you have about Kashmir, because the media is not talking about it. We need to share as much as we can every day. There are so many stories about people of Kashmir that are not able to access to health care. So this is violation of human rights. We need to talk. We need to contact congressmen. We need to contact everyone and get the news sharing. So please share every day as much as you can. Thank you.
लगाएं बारी 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 लगाओ बारी
Out of Kashmir! What we want! Freedom! What we want! Freedom! Out of Kashmir! Out of Kashmir! Freedom! Freedom! In Kashmir! In Kashmir! In Kashmir! In Kashmir! In Kashmir! What we want! Freedom! What we want! Freedom! What we want! Freedom! Stop killing! In Kashmir! Stop killing! In Kashmir! What we want! Freedom! What we want! Freedom! Indian forces! Out of Kashmir! Indian forces! Out of Kashmir! Indian forces! Stop killing! Innocent! Stop killing! Innocent! Stop killing! Innocent! What we want!
People gather here on Michigan Avenue in front of Indian consulate to protest against Indian brutality and Indian aggression in Kashmir. Kashmiri people want freedom from India, don't accept any or Indian domination in Kashmir. Kashmir used to be an independent country for centuries before even India came into existence. And India wanted to annex Kashmir with the power of gun, but people of Kashmir decided not to accept Indian hegemony, and they'll continue their struggle till their freedom.
अस्सलामुअलैकुम शिकागो से डॉक्टर मुर्तज़ा आराई बात कर रहा हूँ। आज प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं हम कश्मीरी भाई बहनों बच्चों के लिए, और जो जुल्म और तशद्दुद हो रहा है ये नाकाबिले बर्दाश्त है। और इस वक्त अभी नहीं तो कभी नहीं, ये कश्मीर की आज़ादी का वक्त आ गया है, और हम हर मुमकिन कोशिश कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे शिकागो में कि कश्मीरी भाइयों को हक़ खुद इरादियत मिले। अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
From Pakistan Army, I demand the Indian forces to leave Kashmir right now and stop the curfew and finish up the leave. We want liberation of Kashmir at all costs in our life. Last man, last bullet, last chance. This is what we want. We want Indian forces to be out of Kashmir. Stop the genocide. Indian forces stop the genocide. Indian forces stop the genocide. Give the freedom to the Kashmiris. Give the freedom to the Kashmiris. Kashmir banega Pakistan. Kashmir banega Pakistan. Kashmir banega Pakistan. May Allah bless the Kashmiris. Thank you.
What we are doing here is the rally about Kashmir, and several people in Kashmir. Is a completely blackout in Kashmir, and we have the curfew over there since more than a month. It's about 35-36 days, and the people, whatever they are doing, they are killing, and everything is being done. But on ZTV, the Indian TV channel, they say that everything is quiet and normal, but it is not. They don't let any other foreign people to come over there, and the news reporter on ZTV are saying that everything is normal and they are going, but they don't let the others to come in, and we don't know what is happening. So many friends of mine are here, and they are worried about their family, their friends, their relatives, and everybody. So please, brother, be here and give a strong demonstration about Kashmir today. Jazakallah al khair, and I expect everybody to pray for them and write to your senators and congressmen and let this known by everybody, brother. Jazakallah al khair. Salam.
We are here gathered on this place. This is the second time we're doing the rally against the human rights that's happening in Chicago. That's happening. We are fully charged with demonstrating against this human rights actions by the fascist government of India. We're not blaming India, we're blaming Indian policy at this time on the current period where the current policy is against the human rights. The RSS is the agenda of this present government, and the present government is the fascist government, and it's not taking country far, because this is RSS ideology. The RSS ideology is being taken care for the gone too far.
the present government is the fascist government that we are against. We're not against India, to be straightforward. We're against the Indian policy and the current government, the BJP government, which is taking the ideology of RSS. Thank you very much for gathering here, and we'll meet you next time. Thank you.
What we are doing here is demonstrating for the atrocities that are happening in Kashmir. The killing of innocent people, the jailing of innocent people in their houses is not acceptable, is not humane, and has got to stop. The Chicago community is united in confronting this issue. We will be here again and again and again until these atrocities stop. It is time that the Indian government listen to the feelings of the Kashmiris and let them do their decision making rather than deciding for them.
Assalamu alaikum. We are gathered here to protest the atrocities and the operations going on in Kashmir. We want them to relieve and lift the curfew and stop the killing and terrorizing Kashmiri people. They have the fundamental right of freedom, and we need to respect human rights of our people. You cannot contain them by terrorizing. We cannot win their hearts by terrorizing. Rather, we have to lift the curfew immediately. I appeal to the government of India, please respect the human rights of Kashmiri people and lift the curfew and stop killing innocent Kashmiris. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. This is an issue that's important to all of us as Americans. We care deeply about human rights. We care deeply that a people can have their own thoughts and views and ideas of how they will live and how they will work and how they will play. So this is about human rights. It's about self-determination, and it's about civil rights, that you should be able to communicate, you should be able to speak freely. India is a democratic nation. We need it to be a democratic nation. So thank you. We're so excited that everyone's here. And the most important thing is Kashmiris have a voice.
Yeah, we wanna make sure that the news spreads as much it can. So please contact your congressman. Please contact your news. Please get to spread this news that Kashmir is under curfew since 34 days. This is happening in 2019 in Kashmir, in democratic country so-called India. So please help us to give voice to people who don't have the voice. So please spread the news now. You can make the difference, so please make it. Thank you.
We are proud Americans, and we want America to know what Kashmir is going through right now. We have no communication. We have not been able to speak with our relatives for the last 34 days. We want the world to know what's going on. The atrocities committed by the Indian government need to stop. Thank you. Thank you everybody for coming.
Freedom of Kashmir. We are with the Kashmiri people. All Pakistan is with Kashmiris. All Chicago Muslims are with Kashmiris. Thank you.
To support our Kashmiri brothers, and the trend is going on in the international level that most of the time our communities are having and it's a human right issue. We don't want to copy Nazi Germany camps back in India. We want a freedom to live and support our brothers. And we have a constitutional right to support and live the way we want to live. We want to utilize that. And we don't like that we are enforced to live in camps and restrictions of curfew. And I hope that government will listen to that, and we are here to agitate for the same. Thank you.
What do we want? Freedom! When do we want it? Now! When do we want
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We are gathered here in front of Chicago just to keep our awareness that there is 8 million people of the world are under siege by the corrupt regime of Modi, who is exercising the fascism, and he is the embodiment of Hitler. And we are trying to make the people of Chicago aware about this atrocity. We want people to be aware that there is atrocities are taking place, and we want them to provide the freedom of the people, provide the medicine, and immediate opening of the corridor for the media to come in and observe by themselves what atrocity these genocidal group of RSS are doing in India.
Kareem. When British left India, they did not fulfill the responsibility. Province of Bengal was divided because of Muslim majority. East Pakistan became East Pakistan because Muslim minority, and West Pakistan became part of to UN resolution. They should have plebiscite, and Kashmiris should have their own choice whether with India, whether to go with Pakistan, or whether to remain independent. They were not given this choice for 72 years. Modi is who is sending RSS terrorists frame of army, and they are killing Kashmir people and for last 32 or more days, which is not right for Kashmiris, which is not right for any human being, because human being has a right of choice, and to starve them to death is massive. It's massive what India commits to do with the Kashmiri people, so that we condemn it, and no body in earth will support it. Thank you.
Rahim. We are here today in Michigan Avenue in Chicago. We are condemning the act of terror act in Kashmir, and the Indian Modi, the Prime Minister Modi, they locked down the Kashmir, and our Kashmir brothers are like more than 34 days they are on the lockdown. We are here to protest, and we are going to be here to condemn what is going on in Kashmir. My brothers, my family, we are with them, and all my brothers and community people is right here to protesting for the relief of that one. There, the internet, phone, everything is down now. We need a safe solution for that one. The Kashmiri going to be solved their solution of the plebiscite, which is in resolution and UN. They need to be whether they're going to decide their own what they're going to do with their own people.
Stop killing in Kashmir! Stop killing in Kashmir! Stop killing in Kashmir! What we want? Freedom! When we want it? Now! What we want? Freedom! When we want it? Now! Stop killing in Kashmir! Stop killing in Kashmir! What we want? Freedom!
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We are here today to show solidarity with the people of Kashmir. The world should know the people of Kashmir under the siege. There is a curfew, there is no food, there is no medicines, there is no water, there is no any treatment in the hospitals. The Indian brutal forces are killing the Kashmiri innocent people very brutally. We condemn that thing and we say to the Indian government, like the people of Kashmir should be given freedom. They should not have this curfew in the Kashmir. They should not kill the Kashmiri people. They should not kill the innocent children. They should not kill the innocent old peoples. They should leave the people of the land of Kashmiri people. And the freedom is the right of every human. And the freedom is the right of Kashmiri people. So we ask the whole world, we ask President Trump, like this killing of Kashmiri people should be stopped by the butcher Modi and his government. They are killing the innocent people. We condemned and we ask them free the Kashmiri people. Thank you.
Please come over on this side. There is the call for coming out.
Show us the signs, guys. There you go. Great. That's what we like to see.
But we want freedom. But we want freedom. All we want freedom. All we want freedom. All we want freedom. What we want. 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 Freedom. What we want. Freedom. What do you want? Freedom. When do you want it? Now. What do you want? Freedom. When do you want it? Now. What do you want? Freedom. When do we want it? Now.
Freedom here, we know that Kashmir stays isolated and secluded from the rest of the world. So stand for Kashmir. And because we are here in America, I'd like to honor America, the land of free and the home of the brave, by singing the national anthem. So please join us in the national anthem of America. I'd like to thank the Council of America, the Council of Islamic Organization of Greater Chicago, CIOGC, for kind of getting this all together, and the whole team of audiovisual who are present here. CIOGC did a wonderful job of getting all different organizations together here so that we all can be together and condemn what's happening in Kashmir. I'd like to invite my first speaker. Her name is Rufeda Hamid. She's born in Kashmir and raised in Italy. She's a pharmacist by profession. She's a practicing pharmacist in Chicago and has the entire family, her uncle, aunts, cousins in Kashmir right now. So Rufeda Hamid.
There are 8 million of Kashmiris in Kashmir that since 34 days are not able to go outside, whose health care is limited. Today we are here to give voice to people who have been silenced. This is happening in 2019. This is happening in Kashmir. Imagine waking up one day and being told that you cannot access to your phone. Imagine not being able to talk to your loved ones. Imagine in this flag today, we have Kashmiris, we have brothers and sisters that have not been able to talk to their mothers and fathers in Kashmir since 34 days. We are talking about more than a month. Imagine not being able to access to healthcare. Imagine not being able to purchase your food. Imagine not being not able to go to the school. Today we are here for Asrar Ahmad Khan, a 17-year-old kid who was outside on the 6th of August protesting about the abrogation of Article 370. He was there as we are here today. He was simply protesting. He was not doing anything else. This young kid passed away 2 days ago. His cause of death were from pellet guns This is from the certificate of the hospital. This happened in 2019. This happened in Kashmir. Imagine a son going to the airport to pick up his mother from Hajj Makkah, from the pilgrimage, and finding out that the mother passed away in Hajj. Imagine being told that your mother passed away. This son was not able to be connected because the phone are disconnected. Imagine a daughter thinking about her mother in Kashmir who's under diabetic insulin life-saving medication. Imagine her being afraid that her mother will pass away because she has not access to her medication. Imagine a woman in labor losing her child because they couldn't call the senior gynecologist. Imagine these are the real stories. These are facts. These are people who were not given a choice. These were people that just wake up one day and they're told that your destiny is changed. This is basic violation of human rights. People in Kashmir have limited health care. The kids are not being able to go to school. The future has been decided overnight. But we are here today and we have the choice. We have the choice to speak up. We live in a country where we have freedom of expression. We can share through our social media. We can talk to a congressman. You can contact your congressman today and speak up and spread the information. So please, I urge everyone here today to speak up for Kashmir, to spread information as much as you can. We need your help. We need you today. Thank you so much. And free Kashmir.
My next speaker is Rabbi Rosen, and he's going to be speaking on dangerous parallels, the genocide. Rabbi Brent Rosen, he is a very good friend of CIOGC, and he's been a great ally. He is the Midwest Regional Director of American Friends Service Committee and the Rabbi for Congregation Zedek Chicago. We appreciate him taking this time and being with us in support of Kashmir.
First of all, I am very, very proud to be here. I'm very, very proud to stand in solidarity with all of you and with the people of Kashmir. And I'm here to tell you that there are many, many, many people in the Jewish community who stand in solidarity with the people of Kashmir. As was mentioned, I'm here to say a little bit about parallels, and it's painful to talk about parallels. Whenever we talk about oppression, we often say never again. In the Jewish community, as a Jew, I was raised with an awareness of my people's suffering and oppression at the hands of a genocidal regime, and I was taught from a very young age the words never again. And it pains me to say this, but those, I believe, have become empty words. It is impossible to keep saying never again when people are targeted and oppressed by state regimes simply for who they are. When we say never again, while it happens again and again, we ourselves are complicit in allowing this to happen. The world's silence, our government's silence of what is going on in Kashmir in too many places around the world is shameful and it is deafening. So I am not here to put forward a demand, and that demand is not in my name. As an American, I will say, not in my name will this government aid and abet a regime in India that is oppressing almost 9 million people in Kashmir simply for who they are and no other reason. But I also cannot stand here as a Jew and stand with all of you without mentioning Israel's complicity in this situation as well. It would be hypocritical of me to do so. India is the main client state for Israel's military weaponry and technology, and it is using it, among other things, against the people of Kashmir. I can't stand here in solidarity with you and read, as I read here on this material, that the people of Kashmir are currently living in, quote, an open-air prison. Almost 9 million people in an open-air prison. That sounds very familiar to me, painfully familiar to me. I can't stand in solidarity with all of you without also calling out the state of Israel for its crushing blockade of the Palestinian people and almost 2 million people who are currently living in an open-air prison. These oppressions are connected. State violence is connected around the world, and we need to connect those dots, and we need another. That is the only way through this. The only way through this is solidarity. People who have been targeted for state oppression because of the group they belong to must stand together. Islamophobia, anti-Semitism, racism against people of color in this country, they are all the sides of the same coin. They are not separate from one another. And the infrastructures of oppression that feed this racism and this hatred is part of a global system that we need to stand up against. So I am here as a Jew, I am here as a person of faith, I am here as a fellow American, I am here as a person of conscience to say, not in my name, not in our name. It's time for us to stand together for the people of Kashmir and for all people who are oppressed by state violence around the world. Thank you.
And she will be talking why people of all faiths should be concerned. To tell you a little bit brief, a little bio on Dr. Beth Brown, I'd like to say that she has been serving as the pastor for the Lincoln Park Presbyterian Church since 2013, has previously served churches in North Carolina and California. She's a clergy member of the Presbytery of Chicago, an association of over 80 Presbyterian churches in the Chicagoland area. She joins us to share words of support and encouragement. Please welcome Dr. Beth Brown here.
I wanted to read a little bit from the covenant between the Council and the Presbytery of Chicago, of which I am a part. This is what that covenant says. Responding to God requires us to strive together for the common good, the care of these to come, the pursuit of justice for all, and the protection of our rights to practice and express our faiths as best as we can. Responding to God requires us to take to heart a genuine concern for the well-being of each other. Only when our neighbor's well-being becomes our own concern can we truly be faithful to God. So, consistent with our religious teachings, we commit to stand together for those who are vulnerable and to speak up with those whose voices are not being heard. And again, that's from the covenant. And that's why we are here today all together, to stand in solidarity with those who are being oppressed, those who are suffering from genocide in Kashmir, and to speak up with those whose voices are not being heard. My tradition is the Christian tradition. And so it is with sorrow and honesty that I have to look at the ways that Christian supremacy has been used to fuel what appears to be another and again a growing movement of xenophobia around the world. I will not stand by silently as hatred and human rights abuses are on the rise all over the world and particularly in Kashmir. The prophet in my Christian tradition is Jesus the Christ. As we read stories in the Gospels about Jesus, we find that Jesus intentionally sought out and spent time with those who were being oppressed, those who were marginalized, those who other people wanted to treat as less than. Jesus taught all of the people around him, all of the people that were following him and wanted to follow him, that these, in fact, these ones who were oppressed, these ones that people were trying to cast to the side, that these were their neighbors. And even more, Jesus said to those who wanted to follow him that we need to treat our neighbors in the same ways that we want to be treated. But there was more to it than that. In so many of the stories, Jesus was intent on setting the person or the people free. There is no instance anywhere in the Gospels where Jesus tried to limit someone's freedom unless it involved the harm of another. I hope you will hear this from me when you think about the ways that Christian supremacy has been active, especially in our country in these last few years, but really from the founding of our country. There is no justification in the Christian tradition anywhere for taking away someone's human rights or for harming another person in any name. There is no justification. In the best of my tradition that says we are neighbors and we should treat each other as we want to be treated, and we should not do to each other what we don't want others to do to us. In the best of that tradition, I stand here with you today, and I stand with the people of Kashmir who need to be free. Thank you.
My next speaker, I'd like to welcome Professor Scott Alexander, who's going to be speaking. His topic is Our Collective Moral Responsibility. A little background on him. He's a professor of Islamic Studies and Christian-Muslim Relations, a founding director of Catholic Muslim Studies program. He's a chair for Department of Intercultural Studies and Ministry Chair, Theological Education Committee, American Academy of Religion, and also a co-editor for Journal of Muslim Philanthropy and Civil Society. We have a lot to learn from Mr. Scott here.
Once said, "Man la yashkuru an-nas la yashkuru Allah," which means if you don't give proper thanks and express gratitude to your fellow human beings, you can't thank God properly. So I want to join Rabbi Rosen and Pastor Brown in thanking from the bottom of my heart the Council of Islamic Organizations of Greater Chicago, CIOGC, and especially Irshad leadership in helping to organize this vitally important event here this afternoon. Please join me in thanking them. I also want to thank Ms. Sabah Khan, our wonderful MC, and Ms. Rufaida Hamid, le tue parole erano tanti potentissimi. My fellow speakers and all of you for the passion for justice and the generosity of time and spirit that have all brought you here today. Today is a special day in the liturgical calendar of the Roman Catholic Church, my tradition of Christianity. We actually celebrate the birthday of Mary, Maryam, alayhi salam, born to the marginalized state of a rural female Jew in Roman-occupied Judea over 2,000 years ago. Like the righteous prophets of Israel before him, and the prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, after him, Mary's son Jesus preached tirelessly against the power structures of empire. He preached and embodied a deep existential resistance to the forces that seek to exploit the tensions between and among subjugated peoples in order to exploit them for economic and political gain. I like to think that as a young boy, he learned many lessons by carefully watching the struggles of his mother and his stone-cutter father as they tried to eke out a living faithful to the traditions of their ancestors, all the while striving to provide him with a loving and safe home amidst brutal systemic oppression and violence. How little has changed. Despite the existence of millennia-long traditions of prophetic teaching and morality, the forces of empire and of late ethnic, race-based nationalism are as strong as ever. Indeed, in most cases, such as here in the US and in India, nationalist and native movements are twisting and leveraging so-called religious identity to galvanize a particularly constructed us against countless demonized thems. Today, my sisters and brothers, we are here to gather in solidarity of heart, mind, and action with our sisters and brothers in Kashmir. you have read and heard. You have read and heard, especially here today in the words of Sister Hamid, what is happening. The current Indian administration, led by an infamous Hindu nationalist party with ideological roots in European fascism, has subjected 8 million of its citizens to a communications blackout for over a month and dispatched an estimated 750,000 military troops to the region. Tourists and non-Muslims have been told to leave and allowed to do so. Schools have been shut down. Activists and leaders have been arbitrarily jailed with no due process. Families that live just a mile away from each other can't communicate with one another. And medical care and food has become scarce. These nationalist regimes and the demagogues who lead them are able to do such things as deprive an entire population of its liberty, or rip minor children from the care and love of their parents and put them in cages, because their policies rely on the false rhetoric of the victimization of the powerful and the victimization of the majority. They attempt to disguise a politics of grievance aimed at the most vulnerable under simplistic conceptions of security and false notions of patriotism, when in reality they are assailing the very foundations of the democracies these societies allegedly aspire to be. Dr. King once prophetically warned that in the end, what will be remembered is not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. And Dietrich Bonhoeffer stingingly indicted a corrupt German church facing the Anschlag, quote, "Only the person who cries out for the Jews may sing Gregorian chant." In other words, go to church without the damning shadow of hypocrisy hanging over them. Faced with the crisis in Kashmir, people of faith and goodwill cannot and must not stand idly by and do nothing. To do so is to fail to be the people we aspire to be. To do so is to hand over our future and that of our children and grandchildren to the forces of hatred, exclusion, injustice, and violence. To do so is to make the prophets weep with heart-rending sadness and righteous indignation. I stand here before you in humility and out of the all too infrequent experience of my own spiritual lethargy and moral apathy. I humbly urge you to continue to speak and act in solidarity with our sisters and brothers in Kashmir, taking every possible opportunity to make your contribution to their just cause. And as we so do, let us ask God to protect us from being overtaken by the very hatred and lack of wisdom, insight, and compassion we are seeking to transform. Thank you, and may God bless with strength and resolve the people of Kashmir and each and every one of you.
Can see what we are doing here in their support. And when we have Mr. Javed Rathore up here, we want to thank him. CIOGC wants to thank him especially because he's representing Kashmir Solidarity Council from the North of America. So thank you, Mr. Rathore, for being here, and we would love to hear from you.
Everyone, brothers and sisters, fellow Pakistani American, fellow Kashmiri American, fellow Indian American, fellow Native American, people of faith from Christianity and Judaism, Assalamu alaikum. As you know, today we gather here to express solidarity with people of Kashmir and condemn massive human rights violation by the Indian government. My learned speakers lighted upon different aspects of Kashmir situation and human rights. I, being a Kashmiri, I live right in the middle between Pakistani side and Indian side of Kashmir. I would like to talk about a little bit about the issue of Kashmir. What is the issue of Kashmir? People say that this issue is very complicated and unresolvable. Actually, that's not true. Issue of Kashmir is very simple.
It's an issue of right of self-determination of 120 million people of Kashmir. It's not a bilateral issue between India and Pakistan, or it's not a territorial dispute. It's an issue of self-determination. It's an issue of fundamental rights of people of Kashmir. Those fundamental rights granted to them by United Nations and international community. Kashmir has been there for centuries, even before the existence of Pakistan and India. Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir state was there. When Pakistan and India came into being, then India invaded in Kashmir. People of Kashmir resisted against Indian invasion. They took a fight and they liberated half of the Kashmir called Gilgit-Baltistan and Azad Kashmir. Half of the Kashmir was still controlled by India. And now India wants to annex that issue, that part of Kashmir with Indian Union. But people of Kashmir don't want to be part of Indian Union. They don't want to accept Indian domination. They don't accept Indian constitution. They don't accept Indian hegemony because they have their own culture, they have their own history, they have their own traditions. They wanted to keep alive their traditions, they wanted to keep alive their identity. Let me ask you, is it possible if today America run over on Mexico and tell the Mexicans, from today you are Americans? Is it possible? Of course not. Similarly, what the India is doing, India run over on Kashmir and telling the people of Kashmir on the barrel of guns that you are Indians. No, we are not Indians, we are Kashmiris and we want freedom. And there is a misconception. There is a misconception in Europe. There is a misconception in America that issue of Kashmir is not understood in its true perspective. True perspective of Kashmir is that this is issue of freedom. This is issue of self-determination. This is not a bilateral issue. And let me ask you, some people in Washington, some people in United States, in Europe, favor India. They think that India is a big economy. India is a population of 1 billion people, and that could be a big market for their products. Let me ask you, India and Pakistan both have nuclear weapons and very sophisticated, and Pakistan can't resist in front of people of Kashmir. 10 million people, 10 million Kashmiri people live in Pakistan, and Pakistani people with the people of Kashmir. Pakistan government have to take action later or sooner. If Pakistan government take any action, there would be a war between both countries. And if there would be a war, that war would not be limited to a conventional war. Definitely that can easily transform into a nuclear war. And you know what is the nuclear war means in Asia? Don't think we are in America and we are safe. No. Recently American scientists did a research and they issue a statement that if war happened between these two countries, then 1.5 billion people on the earth will die within 2 years because of hunger, food, unavailability of food, medicine, and there would be no sun on earth for 6 months. Can you imagine? Can we let it happen? Is it in the interest of humanity? Is it in the interest of America? It is in the interest of Europe? Of course not. This is responsibility of all of us to stand up against Indian fascism. When I say fascism, why? Because as my earlier professor and my Jewish brother told, that Indian government is driving its policies from RSS, and RSS was formed in 1925 they were impressed by Hitler, and they wanted to convert all Muslims, all Christians, and all Sikhs into Hinduism, or they are telling them, convert into Hinduism or leave India. Is it acceptable to any human being now? Of course not. So it's our responsibility please take it serious. Talk to your neighbors, talk to American friends, talk to senators, congressmen, send them an email, make them a call. We have to work. This is not only for the people of Kashmir. This is actually survival of all humanity. This is for the betterment of the environment. If there would be a nuclear disaster, what will happen to the environment? There would be a different situation. Whole world will turn into a barren land. So it's our responsibility. Feel our responsibility. Please feel the agony and miseries of the people of Kashmir, how they are suffering. Can you imagine? Let me tell you, if there is a shooting in school, you got a call that you got a news that there is a shooting in school, but you are not able to communicate with your son or daughter. What will be your situation for 24 hours? What will be your situation for one day? It is not a one day, it is not a 1 week, it is not a 1 month, it is 35 days. People don't have a communication with their loved ones. They don't have a milk in their home. We do grocery every week, but still we have a shortage of grocery and we run to the grocery store. But for 35 days, they don't have anything. They don't have anything at their home. And we are sitting and we are waiting for Modi that he will do the justice. Mr. Trump, I am requesting you. You are a president of a powerful country, and this is your responsibility to act. Don't think that Modi is your friend. First of all, Modi is friend of none. He is not married. He don't believe in family. He don't have children. He don't know what is the family is, what is the children is. He don't know anything. And this is your responsibility to speak up for the peace and for the right. America is great not because of its military might. America is great because of its moralities. Its moralities, its constitution, the constitution which was drafted by the forefathers of America. That the constitutions make America great, and everybody, we all from different part of the world came in America, and we want to be American because we believe on American values, we believe on American constitution, we believe on American greatness, and now American greatness in jeopardy. American values are in jeopardy. If America will not act right now, that would be too late, too late. This is again, I want to request all members of Congress, members of Senate, and all Americans, please stand up with people of Kashmir. They need you. People of South Asia need you. I am also sorry for the Indian people. Why? More than 1 billion population of Indian. More than 50% people are living in poverty. They don't have a food, sanitation, and even bathroom in their homes. And Modi is attacking Kashmir and wanted to annex Kashmir and wanted to start a war. Instead of starting war, go and fight a war against poverty. Go and fight a war against ignorance. Go and fight a war against illiteracy. So do the right thing. And some people say that he is elected and he addressed the millions of people. Let me ask you, when Hitler came in power, he used to address millions of people. When Saddam came to power, he used to address millions of people. These people sometimes use nationalism, sometimes use religion to come into the power. But when they come into the power, then they expose. And Modi is exposed, not according to me, but all Indian intellectuals, all Indian liberal people say that Modi is rewriting the constitution of India. And he is acting whatever the RSS is saying to them. So please, I will not speak much, but I will request of all of you, this demonstration, you all guys came, I'm thankful to you. I'm thankful to Brother Ishaq and CIOGC and all my learned speakers, those came here. But this is not the end of the day. This is a beginning. we have to start our struggle. And I believe our struggle should be result-oriented. And we want to see the result in Washington, D.C., in U.S. Congress, in U.S. Senate, and United Nations. United Nations act on the advices of their countries, especially the United States. And United States should stand with the principle and with the moralities, with the Constitution, with human rights. Thank you very much. Wama alayna ilal balagh. Jazakallah. God bless all of you, and God give liberty to people of Kashmir. Thank you very much. Once again, please raise your all banners and flag, whatever you have. It's amazing. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I was chuckling, I was angry, I was teary, and I saw a few of you people being teary out there. So thank you so much for such a heart-touching message. I wish we have more of these kind of people in our community who could speak up for all these atrocities that are happening across the globe. Thank you again. My next speaker is going to be the chairperson of CIOGC. The CIOGC stands for the Council of Islamic Organizations of Greater Chicago. I'm very grateful to CIOGC for not only doing something of this nature, but also supporting young people like me. I'm a new board member at CIOGC, and they have given me this platform where I could express my thoughts and my feelings about what I feel about the civic engagement and things like that for Muslims and for the other parts of the world. So let me tell you a little bit about CIOGC. I would like to say that it's a federation of 60 Islamic organizations and a leading advocate of Muslim community interests throughout the metropolitan Chicago region. They are a united voice of Muslims of Greater Chicago. They are it's a one common organization which kind of works for different masajids in Illinois, in Wisconsin, and Indiana. So it's like a tri-state masajids and non-for-profit organizations that can be a member of CIOGC, and then CIOGC can help you towards a common goal of humanity, civic engagement, you name it, and we have it. So I'm going to introduce you with great pride the chairperson of CIOGC, Brother Irshad Khan.
So humbled and honored that one voice, one speak, and with one mind we are all assembled here today. So I thank you all for coming today. One of the things that we talk is happening in Kashmir. 35 days, as our speaker spoke, 35 days that we have no communication, 35 days we have no communication, and the complete blockade of the areas that needed supplies, needed simple things that is needed for our families, and we don't have that. And that's one of the reasons why we are assembled here today. Not only you coming here showing your support, but we as a Council of Organization of Greater Chicago have equal responsibility to support the human causes around the world, not only in Kashmir, but any other places that we have stood for. We are your voice. We are your voice of Chicago. We speak with one voice and one vision, that is supporting the causes of human suffering around the world. So I thank you all for coming today. And these human abuses that is happening in Kashmir, we strongly condemn that on the basis of human abuses. There's so much report coming out from humanitarian, Amnesty International, other places, how these atrocities are happening, and we want to stop that. The way that we're going to do is to assemble and know our voices heard. So that's why I want you to be aware what's happening, to engage in the dialogue and advocacy role, and 3, participate in any way you can for supporting of these causes. This is the start, my brothers and sisters. We need to support our brothers and sisters in Kashmir, and that's why we're here today. So I want to thank you all for coming today. What we want to do is we want to do a call of action. Just coming today and showing your support is not enough. What we have to do now is CIOGC has listed out call of action. I'm not sure if you have a copy of it. If you don't, make sure you get a copy of it. It's right here. The number 1 step, be informed. Be informed of what's happening. So hear the stories of the Kashmir and Kashmiri Human Rights Watch. Go to the website, it's listed on our CIOGC. Make sure that you're aware of it. Help the public awareness. What's happening in the tragedies in
Kashmir, make sure that you reach out to your local law enforcement, local congressional districts, local senators, and your area of representative. Make sure that they see it, that this is not, we cannot tolerate this kind of abuse happening in this 2019. This is not acceptable. This is not acceptable on the basis of religion. This is not acceptable on the basis of faith. This is not acceptable in any religion that this abuse has to take place, especially in 2019. So I urge every one of you to stay engaged. Take this letter from CIOGC. Make sure you call your congressman. Make sure you keep engaged with us. And inshallah, with your dua, inshallah, with your support, we're going to make a difference. We're going to make a difference. We're going to make a difference, inshallah. So thank you again for coming out today. And make sure to stay engaged with CIOGC. More communication is going to come out in support of our brothers and sisters of Kashmir. Assalamu alaikum.
Watching us all the time. So what you have done today is a sadaqah, to be honest. What you have given is a big sadaqah, because speaking a good word is sadaqah, we all know that. So I want you all to feel proud that you have performed one sunnah to your fullest extent, inshallah. So pat yourself in the back. Takbir. Good, good. Thank you. You know what? And then we have all come from different countries, right? This is a hijrah for all of us. Like the Prophet made the hijrah from Mecca to Medina 1441 years back. He moved from Mecca to Medina, but Mecca was always in his heart. So that is our situation. We have moved to America, but wherever we are from, that country is in our heart. We are always with them. We are always there to support our brothers and sisters who are being oppressed, whether they are Muslims, non-Muslims, or as long as they are human beings, they are being oppressed. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes it our duty to make sure that we stand up with them.
It is a given fact that the Prophet ﷺ has said that the dua you make from the bottom of your heart with sincerity reaches to the throne of Allah directly. So please join me in a very small dua, inshallah. Alhamdulillah alladhi hadana li hadha wa ma kunna linahtadiya lawla an hadana Allah. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad wa barik wa sallim. اللهم وفقنا لما تحب وترضى وأحينا على الإسلام وأمتنا على الإيمان وحاسبنا حسابا يسيرا. اللهم أصلح لنا شأننا كله ولا تكلنا إلى أنفسنا طرفة عين وجنبنا سبل الشيطان. اللهم انصر الإسلام وأعز المسلمين بالإسلام. اللهم انصر المسلمين والمستضعفين في كل مكان. اللهم انصر المسلمين والمستضعفين في كشمير وفي كل مكان. Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you are our protector, you are our creator, and you are the just and you are the compassionate. So all the situation in Kashmir and everywhere in the world is not hidden from you. Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you with your help, which we depend upon, all of these difficulties we can overcome, inshallah. Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, help us become good people, become people with a purpose and a goal to achieve what you intended for us to do. Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with your help, inshallah, we will succeed. Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, shine our hearts, enlighten our hearts with the nur of Iman. Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, shape our lives in the image of the Quran, in the image of the Uswa and the Seerah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Take a picture of you guys. Hold on.
We want freedom. When you want it? Right now! What do you want? Justice! What do you want? Justice! When do you want it? Right now! What do you want? Justice! When do you want? Justice! When do you want it? Right now! What do you want? Right now! When do you want it? Stop killing! In Kashmir! Stop killing! In Kashmir! Stop killing! Stop killing! When do you want? When do you want it? Do you want? When do you want it? Do you want? Do you want? When you want it? When you want it? What do you want? When you want it? What do you want? Freedom! What do you want? Right now! What do you want? Freedom! What do you want? Right now! What do you want? When you want it? Right now! What do you want? Freedom! When you want it? What do you want? Freedom! When you want it? Freedom! What do you want? When you want it? What do you want? When you want it? What do you want? Stop killing! Stop killing! Stop killing! Stop killing! What do you want? When you want it? What do you want? 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 Stop killing!